The Lost World.
Established Dinosaur Territories. At the beginning of the movie, we see on Hammond's computer there is a map of Isla Sorna that includes established territories of some of the species that we'll be seeing later in the movie. Here are those species: Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus rex, Gallimimus, Pachycephalosaurus, Velociraptor. The 7 rulers of Isla Sorna. Isla Sorna is home to the Embryonics Administration Complex, the factory floor, as it was called. Inside are egg incubators that can hold up to 9 slots for eggs. In 1988, the Tyrannosaurus was bred, where the first one, Roberta, hatched on May 15th. Now, what about those other 8 slots? Well, early on, there was a higher rate that the eggs just were not going to hatch. So, let's take note from Trespassers lore and say that 2 died, leaving 7, or the 7 rulers of Isla Sorna. Here are the ones that we have assigned to them. Not necessarily the exact ones in canon, but they could be canon, if we had our way, that is. Roberta, the buck, the doe, one from the marketing website which we have named Tembo, one based on novel Roberta. This one's going to frustrate one particular viewer, the bull, and lastly, one that will frustrate even that same viewer, but also many more, Big Edie. The deleted scenes that are left in. Through the production of the movie, certain scenes were unfortunately cut. However, that doesn't mean continuity-wise that everything was left out. We see Roland's introduction, which was in Kenya. This was later referenced when he talks about that he had been on enough safaris with rich dentists. Ludlow's introduction, which was in front of the board of directors of InGen. This would be later referenced in the teleconference, later in the movie when he's doing his presentation on Isla Sorna. If you look in the video background, that's the same building and probably the same room that we see in that deleted scene. Have you ever noticed that there is a bottle of scotch on the ground when Nick goes to pick up the baby T-Rex? That is actually a reference to a deleted scene where Ludlow is drinking some scotch and accidentally trips over the leg of the baby Tyrannosaur Jr. That's how it breaks its leg. The active species on Isla Sorna. Have you ever wondered what species were active on Isla Sorna during the events of the movie? Well, based off our research, here is what we've been able to find. Baryonyx, Carnotaurus, Compsognathus, Velociraptor, Dilophosaurus, Pteranodon, Stinbergi, Tyrannosaurus rex, Brachiosaurus altithorax, Edmontosaurus, Brachiosaurus bronchi, Mamenchisaurus, Microceratops, Pachycephalosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, and lastly, Gallimimus. Here's a list of the inactive species, and one that we don't know the status of. Here are some runner-ups that didn't quite make the full list. Thorn Mobile Field Systems from the novel has an obscure reference in the form of a sticker at the base of a monitor that says Mobile Field Systems in one of the trailers. The male raptor tiger skin was specifically designed to help camouflage it while hunting in the long grass scene. Jurassic Park San Diego. Did you know that there were actually 2 different models of Jurassic Park San Diego used in the movie? We actually had been under the impression that it was the same one that was used as a miniature later in the movie, as the one that was shown off during Ludlow's teleconference. However, there are some interesting details that actually point to the opposite, that there were actually 2 different ones made, which actually makes more sense in the scheme of things, because in order to shoot at a miniature scale, you actually have to go a little bit bigger than what we see in the movie. Here are 3 specific things that stood out to us, which we actually are going to be making a new video on. First of all, the one that Ludlow has doesn't have a seam going down the middle of the model like the one used in the miniature set that we see later in the movie, according to this behind-the-scenes shot. The miniature that is used for the movie later on is actually much larger than the one that we see with Ludlow, possibly 1.5, even up to 2 times larger based on these 2 images. This behind-the-scenes shot, in particular, is where we get a lot of these things. Lastly, using these 2 same images, the diagonal pathways on either side of the amphitheater don't seem to match up their length. These are just some interesting parts that we were able to figure out. Hey Ember Miners, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to click the subscribe button on your way out and click the bell icon to be notified of our videos when we upload them. Consider leaving a like on this video so we know that you enjoyed it. Leave a comment about content that you would like to see come to this channel, and be sure to check the description for links to our Discord if you would like to talk to the team more directly. Check out our Patreon if you would like to help fund the team and its upcoming projects. Remember, this is a fan group reviewing the depths of our favorite franchise, and that we are in no way affiliated with the groups and companies that own them. Be sure to support Universal Studios and Amblin Entertainment. This has been an Amber Mine production. Thank you for mining with us.